My name is Maddie Zliger. Just got on summer break and I'm heading down to Has No Language-Drinking-Full.mov, Mexico for 8 days with 24 members of my youth group, and we're going through Family Missions Company, which is based out of Louisiana. Right now, my biggest fear is that I ain't pack enough. And the fact that I speak very little Spanish, and it's my first time out of the country without my family. So, it should be an adventure. I'm excited, nervous, and ready to document it all. Turns out we have an extremely early flight at 6 a.m. out of Philadelphia, so hasta mañana. On the other side.
Hola, estamos en Filadelfia, en Delta, en el aeropuerto.
Good, how are you?
It's the beginning of an adventure.
Has No Language-Drinking-Full.mov is a small municipality 2 hours from Monterey, where we flew into. Located in the state of Coahuila, Has No Language-Drinking-Full.mov is a town with dozens of small villages, or ranchos. Over the next week, we would experience it all, meeting countless wonderful people along the way. So I got assigned to the home visits group. And early Monday morning, we were off to our first home visit. And it was to Doña Maria. She was this wonderful, nice woman who actually had both her legs amputated when she was a child. So meeting Doña Maria, you know, you see her and she's sitting there with no legs, and you just automatically feel bad for her. And, you know, you just feel like you've taken everything in your life for granted. And, you know, you're so fortunate compared to her. But she, after we started talking to her, she just doesn't want that. She didn't want us to feel bad for her. She would just live life and love God, and she was such a great example of a simple and awesome life.
Diosito las bendiga y las cuide a todos, a todos.
She's saying God bless all of you, totally.
Wake up for the morning, wake up for the sunrise, see.
We walked over to the chapel and the kids were playing outside, and we looked around and we realized they were playing games that we played as a kid, you know, growing up 2,000 miles away from where we grew up, but here they are just playing hopscotch and, you know, being kids. And there's something that just language can't barricade. And so if I hadn't been in the skirt, I definitely would have joined in to play hopscotch, but I know Ryan and some of the other boys had fun playing with them. And it was just like, wait a second, reality check. They're not much different than we are. So that day, my job actually got changed, and Katie and I were going to go paint a house. And then the house we painted was a bright pink. And it was just cool to see how vibrant the houses were. And I really wish that was something we'd adopt in the United States. Our houses are so boring up here. And with very little humidity in Mexico, that paint dried so quickly that we were actually finished. 2 coats. We finished that morning. So going into kilometer 64, we realized that the women there had worked for years and years as prostitutes, and there were a lot of truckers coming in and out of the area, and they would work, and that was the only way they could make money. And it was kind of a perpetual vicious cycle, because then they would have children, and they'd need more money to take care of their children, and it was really vicious. And then a couple of years earlier, Family Missions Company had come in and helped the women start their own sewing company. And they would make their own products, and not in a huge manufacturing way, but they would sit and take sewing machines and make some really cool things and be able to sell them, and that is how they would make their money. Meeting these women was really inspiring, you know. It was a pretty incredible story, how they picked themselves up, and with the help of Family Mission Company, was starting to make a life for themselves that gave themselves the respect that they really deserved.
She may not see the sunlight till the rain dries, but she moves on, beats her wings down to the weight of the rain.
Though we had those language barriers, it really wasn't an issue, and we were still able to be around each other and love and pray together, even though we didn't necessarily know what they were saying. We just are called to love one another and to serve one another, and I think this movie just goes to show that sometimes we need to take a step back from our life and just realize that it's not about us. And I know I felt the call to go home and to go to school and to go to my local neighborhood and just be a witness, not in an obnoxious, way, just living that missionary life and just being there to serve others.